Hey there, fellow bookworms. Welcome back to Midnight Murmurs, your one-stop destination for all things book-related. Today, we're diving into the thrilling world of magic and adventure with Chapter 11 of the first book in an epic 7-book series. In this incredible tale, we follow Isla, a new student at Arcanum Academy, as she faces challenges from other students who question her abilities but works hard to prove herself and forms close friendships with Lily, Max, Aria, and Oliver. Together, they explore a hidden forest and uncover a dark secret in an old abandoned castle outside of the academy. They engage in a fierce battle with dark wizards who were performing a ritual that would unleash a powerful curse upon the magical world. But the danger doesn't end there. Isla and her friends soon discover an even greater threat to the magical world, a powerful and dangerous force that has been dormant for centuries. With their newfound knowledge and skills, Isla and her friends embark on a dangerous mission to prevent it from being unleashed upon the magical world. In this chapter, we join Isla and her friends as they engage in the final battle against this dangerous force. Isla uses her magic to save the day, and our heroes emerge victorious. But what's next for Isla and her friends? You'll have to stick around to find out in the rest of this thrilling series. So, grab a cup of tea or coffee, snuggle up in your favorite reading nook, and let's dive into Chapter 11 of this magical adventure. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all of our book reviews and recommendations here on Midnight Murmurs. Book 1. The Secret of the Enchanted Forest. Chapter 11. The Final Battle. As the sun began to set on Arcanum Academy, Isla and her friends prepared themselves for the final battle against the dark wizards who threatened to unleash a powerful and dangerous force upon the magical world. The air was tense, and the only sounds that could be heard were the rustling of leaves in the forest and the soft whispers of spells being cast. Isla could feel her heart pounding in her chest as she gripped her wand tightly, determined to protect the world she had grown to love. For Isla, this battle was more than just a fight against evil. It was the culmination of everything she had learned since arriving at Arcanum Academy as a new student. She had faced countless challenges, including bullying and doubt from her peers, but through hard work and determination, she had proven herself as a powerful witch and formed close friendships with Lily, Max, Aria, and Oliver. Together, they had uncovered a dark secret in an old abandoned castle outside of the academy and engaged in a fierce battle with dark wizards who were performing a ritual that would unleash a powerful curse upon the magical world. With a newfound appreciation for the power of magic, they returned to the academy ready to continue their studies and defend the magical world from any threats. But soon, they realized that the danger they faced in their previous adventure was just the tip of the iceberg. They uncovered an ancient text that described a powerful and dangerous magical force that had been dormant for centuries and embarked on a dangerous mission to prevent it from being unleashed upon the magical world. Now, as they stood on the brink of the final battle, Isla knew that the fate of the magical world hung in the balance. She and her friends were determined to stop the dark wizards and save the world from certain destruction. The tension was palpable as they faced their greatest challenge yet, and Isla could feel the weight of responsibility resting heavily on her shoulders. But with her friends by her side and her magic flowing through her veins, Isla was ready to face whatever came her way. She took a deep breath, raised her wand, and prepared to use her magic to save the day. The final battle had begun, and the fate of the magical world was in their hands. Isla and her friends had been preparing for weeks for what they knew would be the final battle. They had discovered that a group of dark wizards were planning to unleash a dangerous magical force upon the world, and they were the only ones who could stop them. As they made their way deep into the forest, their hearts pounding with anticipation and fear, Isla couldn't help but feel a sense of unease. She had never faced a threat like this before, and she knew that the fate of the magical world rested on their shoulders. The group had spent countless hours training, honing their magical abilities, and devising strategies for the battle ahead. Isla had spent long nights poring over ancient texts, searching for any clues that could give them an edge. Lily had worked tirelessly to perfect her combat skills, while Arya had focused on mastering defensive spells. Max and Oliver had trained tirelessly with their wands, practicing precision and accuracy. As they neared the clearing where the dark wizards were gathering, Isla could feel the tension mounting. She took a deep breath, steadying herself as she prepared for what lay ahead. The clearing was eerily quiet as they approached, the only sound the rustling of leaves in the wind. Isla could see the dark wizards in the distance, gathered around a glowing crystal that pulsed with an ominous energy. Without hesitation, Isla and her friends sprang into action. Arya cast a shield spell to protect them from incoming attacks, while Max and Oliver fired stunning spells at the dark wizards. Lily charged forward, her sword flashing in the sunlight as she engaged in close combat with one of the wizards. Isla hung back, scanning the area for any signs of weakness in their opponents. She could see the dark wizards drawing upon the power of the crystal, their spells growing stronger and more destructive with each passing moment. But Isla knew that she had a secret weapon, her magic. She focused all her energy, drawing upon the deepest wells of her power as she began to cast a spell. The words flowed from her lips in a torrent of magic, each syllable crackling with energy. As the final dark wizard prepared to unleash the force, Isla's spell reached its apex. With a burst of light and power, she unleashed a wave of magic that shattered the crystal and disrupted the dark wizard's spell. In the aftermath of the battle, Isla and her friends emerged victorious. They had saved the magical world from a threat unlike any they had ever faced before, and they knew that they could face any challenge together. As they made their way back to Arcanum Academy, their heads held high with pride and accomplishment, Isla couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder and gratitude. She had found a home at Arcanum Academy, and she knew that her friends would always be there to support her, no matter what dangers lay ahead. The air was thick with tension as Isla and her friends approached the secluded area deep within the forest where the dark wizards were performing their ritual. The sound of chanting grew louder as they drew closer, and Isla could feel her heart pounding in her chest. "We have to be careful," she whispered to her friends. "These are some of the most dangerous wizards in the magical world." The group nodded in agreement, and they slowly made their way towards the clearing where the dark wizards were gathered. As they approached, Isla could see that the wizards were channeling their energy into a large crystal that glowed with a dark, malevolent light. Without warning, one of the dark wizards spotted them and raised his wand. "Intruders," he shouted, and the others turned to face them. Isla and her friends were ready for the attack. They had spent countless hours practicing spells and honing their magical abilities in preparation for this moment. The battle was intense and fierce, with spells flying back and forth as both sides fought for control of the crystal. Isla could feel the power coursing through her veins as she cast spell after spell, determined to protect the magical world from the danger that lay before them. She could see her friends fighting alongside her, each using their own unique abilities to counter the dark wizard's attacks. Lily was weaving powerful illusions, Max was using his strength to overpower his opponents, Arya was casting spells to disorient and confuse, and Oliver was creating powerful shields to protect them from harm. Despite the Dark Wizard's best efforts, Isla and her friends were gaining the upper hand. The crystal was beginning to crack under the strain of their attacks, and the Dark Wizards were starting to falter. Finally, Isla saw her opportunity. She raised her wand and channeled all of her energy into a single spell, directing it towards the crystal. There was a blinding flash of light, and the crystal shattered into a million pieces. The Dark Wizards let out a collective cry of despair, realizing that their plan had been foiled. Isla and her friends emerged victorious, their faces beaming with pride and relief. As they made their way back to Arcanum Academy, Isla could feel a sense of peace settling over her. She had faced her greatest challenge and had emerged stronger and more confident than ever before. She knew that there would always be new dangers and challenges lurking around every corner, but she also knew that she had a team of friends who would always have her back. Together, they would continue to explore the magical world and protect it from any threats that may arise. As the final battle came to an end, Isla and her friends stood together, panting heavily from the exertion. They had fought hard, using all their skills and talents to defeat the Dark Wizards who had tried to unleash the dangerous force upon the magical world. But in the end, it was Isla who had emerged as the hero of the battle. Isla's magic had been stronger than ever before. She had summoned all her strength and cast powerful spells that had protected her friends and stopped the Dark Wizards in their tracks. She had used her gift to manipulate the elements around her, calling upon the wind, water, and earth to aid her in her battle. As the last Dark Wizard fell to the ground, defeated, Isla felt a wave of relief and pride wash over her. She had proven to herself and her friends that she was a powerful witch, capable of great things. Her friends, too, looked on with admiration and gratitude. Lily, Max, Arya, and Oliver had all played their part in the battle, using their own unique skills and talents to support each other and fight against the Dark Wizards. Together, they had formed a strong and unstoppable team. As they walked back to Arcanum Academy, Isla and her friends talked excitedly about the battle and the many things they had learned. They had discovered new strengths within themselves and had grown even closer as friends. Isla felt a sense of peace and satisfaction as she thought about the future. She knew that there would always be new challenges and dangers to face in the magical world, but she was ready for them. She had her friends by her side, and she had her magic. She was a powerful witch, and nothing could stop her. As they entered the gates of Arcanum Academy, Isla and her friends were greeted by a cheering crowd of students and faculty. They had heard about the battle and had come out to show their support and gratitude. Isla looked around at the smiling faces and felt a sense of pride and belonging. She had found a home at Arcanum Academy, and she knew that she would always be a part of the magical world. Together with her friends, she would continue to explore and protect the world of magic, always ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. The battle was over. The danger had been vanquished, and Isla and her friends emerged victorious. The air was thick with the scent of magic, and the forest was alive with the sound of nature returning to its rightful state. The sun was rising on a new day, and the world was safe once again. Isla breathed a sigh of relief as she looked around at her friends. They were all exhausted, but their faces were beaming with pride and satisfaction. They had faced their greatest challenge yet and had come out on top. Isla couldn't help but feel grateful for the strong bonds of friendship that had carried them through this journey. As they made their way back to Arcanum Academy, Isla couldn't help but reflect on everything that had happened since she had arrived. She had faced so many challenges and had grown so much as a witch and as a person. But most importantly, she had found a group of friends who she could rely on no matter what. Isla knew that there would always be more dangers and challenges to face in the magical world, but she felt ready to face them with her friends by her side. As they walked through the academy gates, Isla turned to her friends with a determined look in her eye. Thank you for joining me on this magical adventure through Chapter 11 of the first book in this thrilling 7-book series. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel, Midnight Murmurs, to stay up to date on all of our latest book discussions and recommendations. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting us know what you thought of this chapter and what you're most excited to see in the rest of the series. And as always, keep reading and keep dreaming.